Those are the moments that we game for, are they not, viewers? Welcome, this is Windshear. Sorry I couldn't pull off that epic cannon shot again, but nonetheless, it was still an epic moment. My heartbeat must have been racing 200 beats a minute there as I was trying to pull off that epic shot against with the cannon with the helicopter, but unfortunately I just didn't get enough climb. I think that just drops so much, so if there's a tip I can give you, make sure whatever, I had the reticle right on the helicopter, but don't do that. You got to aim up higher to pull off those shots. But welcome, viewers. This is Windshear. Welcome to my, and thank you for those of you that pointed it out. Welcome to my 300th video on YouTube. My 300th upload. I can't believe it. I honestly didn't even know it until many of you guys were hyping it up and say, "Hey, Windshear, 300 videos. What are you gonna do?" So I felt this huge amount of pressure on me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sweating beads. So, what am I going to do? I mean, it's been nearly 3 years that I've been on YouTube, but my first upload was with Modern Warfare 2 back in June of 2011. And what a long way I've come. I thank you guys for all your support. And please don't hate me there in the earlier part of this video for the C4 domination campage. I mean, dirty tactic. I'm sorry, I'll admit it. But again, thank you guys for your support and throughout this journey. I'm just a gamer, guys. I'm not a professional like these big guys out here, like Rival X Factor, Actimio, Level Cap. Greatly respect those guys. They do a much better job than me, I'll first to say. I'm just a guy out here doing my thing. But AWS, get ready to see lots of hit markers with this weapon. Let me get to this video here as I'm rambling on about myself and getting all teary-eyed here with you guys. Let's get down to the brass tacks of things. Get back to business. I mean, I'm just going to continue to put videos out here and do my thing. Putting out our view. Support class is where I've been with Battlefield 4. And the AWS, initially I played a little bit with it on PC. I wasn't too impressed with it. But on PS4, obviously my ability is much better with the controller that I use. The AWS here, let's get to the stats of this weapon in the review. 780 rounds per minute fire rate, but the muzzle velocity of the bullet velocity of this weapon is pretty slow, 580 meters per second. Compare that to the LSAT, which has a 620 meter per second bullet velocity, which does make a difference, but it fires much slower than the AWS. Recoil, though, is still lower in every respect with the LSAT, so I'm still encouraging you guys, if you're trying to dip your toe in support class, go with the LSAT. It's a much more friendly weapon, forgiving weapon. Now, I didn't get a chance there before the graphic disappeared, but the M249 stats, the M249 is a great weapon. It's still my #1 weapon. It's still going to be my #1 weapon. Time will tell whether or not the AWS will replace my beloved and my coveted M249. The AWS is a great gun. Initially, like I said, I wasn't too fond of it on PC. I noticed lots of hit markers. I just wasn't dropping, guys. But again, you have to put time into these weapons. You have to understand them. I'm not quite there yet with this gun, but I feel like I've got a basic understanding of it, enough to give you guys a good review of this weapon. Here's a little tip. Put a FLIR sight on this weapon on Naval Strike. It allows you to see right through water. Like, there is no water when you look through this sight. And it gives you a huge tactical advantage there on the battlefield, so enemies can no longer hide in water with this side attachment. Again, a little bit of magnification is always a good thing when you're trying to make some long-range shots, which I've demonstrated throughout this video already. This weapon has range capability. It's accurate, high fire rate, it's deadly. It's absolutely deadly, close to mid-range. Long range, it can do it, but you're going to have to burst fire up more. And I found the loadout that makes it more effective, because it's definitely its weakness is this longer range capability. So loadout I've encouraged so far that I find quite effective is the angle foregrip with the heavy barrel in this weapon. I've kind of been on and off about the heavy barrel. It depends on the weapon, and every weapon's different with the heavy barrel attachment. And what's going on with that trade right there? There's a 0% health bug, but every weapon's different with the heavy barrel. Some weapons are good with it in support class, some are not. This weapon seems to adapt well with the heavy barrel, and it seems to be more accurate, and burst firing it at long range makes it very effective. In close to medium range, just go full auto with it. It's no problem at all. And this thing is literally like an assault rifle, but with extended magazines. And I know everybody else there has already mentioned this and touted that drum, but I guess I'll get on board. I have to say I agree with most everybody's recommendation of this weapon. Whether or not it's the best support class weapon, you guys know I play a lot of support. I feel like a noob anymore in Battlefield 4. It seems to me like the support class is a noob class anymore with its weapons. I mean, these weapons are so much better in Battlefield 4 than they were in Battlefield 3. The AWS just adds to the list. There's just so many good guns in support class. So again, I encourage you guys to keep using support class or try it out because it's very effective. I've even seen guys that were legacy assault players from Battlefield 3 change their tactics now, and I've observed guys like Level Cap and all the big guys, Rival X Factor, even at Temio. These guys are running with support too, so it seems to be quite a deadly class in situations like this where you're pulling out the UCAV on obliteration, taking out the bomb carrier, then reassessing targets and threats. I mean, you can't deny the equipment in this class is very effective. Now, in regards to my previous video, guys, I apologize. Didn't mean to call the Recon class a useless class. It's obviously not. What I was trying to say there is I think the equipment in the Recon class is the weakest amongst all other classes in comparison in Battlefield. I just don't see much effectiveness with tugs, with commander mode, or the 3D spotting that 60 players on the battlefield have. Here's again an example that FLIR sight helped me out here, long range, shoot a guy through water. You know, C4 is redundant. The FLIR sight or the PDS device really doesn't matter when you can have javelins and stingers and everything like that. So again, I wasn't trying to bash on it, but it was a mistake saying that. But this is kind of a quick review, guys. There's not much to say. This is a great weapon. They're solid. I mean, it's accurate, high damage. Well, not high damage, but high accuracy. It's lethal. But at long range, again, I recommend an angled foregrip and a heavy barrel. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. Again, I appreciate all your support throughout the 300 videos. I will continue to do what I do, and I'm just here to help. Hopefully my tips and strategies will help you out on the battlefield, and I will see you out there.